so today I did a really nice and bright tutorial. I felt like I haven't done a tutorial in ages. So today I chose to use the Sigma Flare palette. I've already done a tutorial with the greens and the teals on this side of the palette, and I told you that I would do a tutorial with the purples on this side. So what I've come up with a look is a nice kind of bright pink. It has a little bit of pink in it, but it's mostly the purple here, most of these two shades of purple. It's nice and bright, but yet I feel like it's very wearable, and you can do this every day if you'd like. You can always do the same technique with different shades, different colors with this palette or other colors that you have. So I will be showing you guys a new product, a new mascara that is from Too Faced. It's the Better Than False Lashes mascara. It's a two-part mascara system with the mascara and nylon fibers. So I'll show you. That's why this video is a little bit more lengthy, because I do go into detail about how to use the product. And as always, the products that I use for the rest of my face will be towards the end. So if you want to see how to get this really nice and easy bright smoky eye, then keep watching. Okay, so the first step to creating this look is applying some sort of white base. I am going to be using the white from the Makeup Forever Flash Color Palette that you can get at Sephora. And it's a really nice opaque white. Now, a good alternative to this, because I know that this product is very expensive and I won't tell people just to go out and buy it. I know it's a big investment. A good dupe for it that I found, and the only thing that I found to be quite as opaque and creamy, is the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk. This is $5.99 and you can find them at Ulta, so it makes it a little bit cheaper to do this part of the look. So I'm going to take a little bit of that white on my ring finger, and I'm going to apply a thin layer of that on my lid. I got some underneath my nail. So just blending that very thinly, especially if you're like me with oily lids, because it can crease on you. And then take a little bit of it. Hold on, let me put a little bit more up on here. I'm going to take a little bit on my finger and go right in this inner tear duct area. And go about halfway, just to make sure that this area is pretty well covered, so we can apply that purple shade there too. Okay, so that is done. Let me put the lid back on here. The next thing that we're going to do is start applying the bright purple that we have on the lid. I'm going to be using the E55 brush that comes in the palette. It does come with a double-ended brush. The first color is called Allure, and it's a really nice bright purple. I know on camera it's coming off almost like a periwinkle purple, but it's not. It's a really nice bright purple. So take a little bit of that, pack it onto the brush, and then just start patting that right on the lid. So just pat, 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 and as you can see, applying this color right over the white base makes it stand out a little bit more instead of being a little bit more washed out. So just keep building that color. And then when you're done building the color to the intensity of your preference, take the brush sideways. So just keep blending this color back and forth. I had to zoom you guys out a little bit because my camera wasn't focusing very well. Of course, the day that I choose to do a tutorial gives me problems. Alright, so that looks good to me. What I'm going to do is take the other end of the brush, which is the E40, and just kind of go around that just to soften the edges a little bit. And then I'm going to switch brushes for the next shade because it is a little bit darker, so you don't want something so large. I'm going to be using a E25 style brush. This is just a little free one that you get when you spend $30 or $35 on an order with Sigma. I'm going to take the color Gossip, which is right next to it, and this is more of a deeper kind of plum shade. And I'm going to take a little bit of that on the tip of the brush, tapping off the excess, and I'm going to start by just patting it right on this outer third of the eye. And then I'm going to take my brush sideways again and start sweeping it inwards. And this takes no time at all to really build this color because it is so opaque. And don't worry if the edges seem a little bit rough because we're going to go back and blend that. But first you want to just make sure that you apply the color where you want it. And then you can go back with the E40 and blend this out. I really like this blush for I like this brush for blending. It's very easy to kind of cover a large area. So just go back and forth, and what you could do is add more or less if you want. But I think this looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is take another clean E25 brush, no, E55, sorry, and I'm going to use the color Publicize, which is this nice kind of champagne-y buttercream color as my highlight. So I'm going to just pat this right underneath my brow bone. And that also helps kind of clean up any of the darker color that we use in the crease. If you got it up too high, this helps kind of bring it down a bit. Now the next thing we're going to do is work on the lower lash line. I'm going to take the Beware color first, which is this kind of pale matte pink shade. And I'm going to take that and put it in the inner corner on the top of my lid area here, just to add a little bit more color in this inner corner, even though we did go with the purple all the way in. And then take a little bit of that on the lower lash line as well. And then we're going to also go with Allure, the color that we use on the lid, which again is this one. Tapping off the excess and going underneath the lower lash line, overlapping the two colors a bit. And then we're going to flip the brush around and use the color Gossip, which again I'll show you, it's that really dark plummy purple. And you just want to make sure that this color, you pat it very lightly, because the dark shades, to me, you know, they have a lot of fallout. And just make sure that you can connect that with the color from the upper lash line. Alright. So now we have to work on the lashes and the eyeliner. I'm going to tightline my upper lash line with the Urban Decay Zero pencil. And I find it's best just to lift your lid up a little bit to apply the color. And the next thing is eyeliner. I'm using a black liquid liner. I'm using the L'Oreal Carbon Black Liner Intense. It's my favorite liquid liner. I did it kind of a medium thickness with a little bit of a wing. You don't have to do the wing if you don't want to. I did because it just adds a little bit extra something to the lashes and the lash line as well. So I'm going to apply this, and then we'll be back to do the mascara portion of it. Okay, so I'm done with the eyeliner on the upper lash line. Now what I wanted to do, I was going to use some false eyelashes for this look, but then I have a new mascara from Too Faced, and it's the Better Than False Lashes, and I actually wanted to show you guys how that works in a tutorial. So you can curl your lashes if you want. I usually don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But anyways, this product is a two-part system. You have the mascara with the nylon fibers. The first step is to apply one generous coating of the mascara. So I'm going to apply that. Hopefully my camera will stay zoomed in and focus for you. So I just take a mascara and wiggle it at the base. And a good tip, sometimes I do get mascara on my lid. If you do, let it dry and you can flick it off with your nail. If you try to take it off while it's wet, you're just going to smear it and you're going to mess up your eyeshadow. So, let me get some more on here. See, I just got it on my skin. On my skin, I usually just take it off right away, because that can be easily fixed and cleaned. Okay, so I have a generous coating going with step 2, which is the nylon fibers, the white container. And then these fibers, they're kind of weird. They're not like other mascaras. This actually looks, I don't know, I hope you can tell, it looks almost like cotton, which is the weirdest thing, but they feel like it works. So what you want to do is put these little bits of fibers on your lashes, and you need to do this while the mascara, as you can see, it turns white, while the mascara is wet, because it clings to the mascara. Then you go back with another final coat of this mascara. You can do 2 coats of it, or just the one. I do 1 generous coating. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it does make your lashes look very nice. I'm probably going to do a review on this because I've had it for about a month now. So now all we have to do is do some tight lining on the lower lash line. So I'm using 0 and then some mascara. And I just pull my skin down. It's just easier that way for me, because I wear contacts and it's very easy for me to get the product in on my contact. And the mascara that I'm using for my lower lash line is the Stila Forever Your Curl. And I like it because it's a very small brush, so I can get really close to the base of my lashes. So I'm going to do 1 coat of this, and then if you want to see what I use for the rest of my face. Okay, so now that the look is done, we just need to add a couple finishing touches. The blush that I'm going to use today is called Peaceful, and it's one from Tarte. It's the Amazonian 12-Hour Clay blushes. This one is a nice light peach with a little bit of a sheen to it. I feel like it's a nice summery color. So I'm going to just take a Sigma angled blush brush that's nice and fluffy to apply a little bit of that just to the apples of my cheek and blending it outwards. Not applying too much, so that the color doesn't have to compete with the eyes, since the eyes are so bright today. So just apply a little bit of that. I think it's just such a pretty color. Alright, now for the lips, I have on some lip balm. The one that I have on is the Baby Lips from Maybelline, and this one is Peach Kiss. Just to keep my lips moisturized. It's just a soft kind of sheer peach. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Ferris Nude lipstick. I wanted something nude, but I wanted something with a little bit of color. This is a really nice nude shade. It's got a little bit of a kind of, to me, a little bit of a mauve-y tone to it. It's not so nude like concealer nude, which I like because it still gives me color. So I'm just going to apply that right over my lip gloss. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And that is it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Oh, one more thing. I'm using a new face powder, and I've been using it for about a month, so I'm going to do a review on it. But it's the Josie Maran, and it's the Instant Self-Adjusting Powder. And I wear the shade light medium, so be on the lookout for a review on this powder. It's kind of a unique powder. But anyways, I hope that you guys like this tutorial and that you will try it out. I know it's kind of, I feel like I got a hair. I know it's a little bit kind of bright, but it's getting close to the summertime, and this is the time to be wearing a little bit brighter makeup. And I think it's fun to kind of play around with some colors sometimes and not always be stuck in the same rut of using the same neutral shades, which I know I'm very guilty of. But anyways, I hope that you guys found this tutorial to be super easy and wearable. And if you want to know the products that I use, they're going to be listed in the more info, so just expand that. Also, links to my Twitter and my Formspring page will be below, so you can follow me on Twitter and you can ask me anonymous questions on my Formspring page. Again, I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you'll try it out, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.